Alright, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to attempt to cut up this carbon fiber gravel bike made by a Chinese-based company called Light Carbon. And before you say anything, this is not a new frame. This was damaged in the post by USPS. If you want to see that video, click up here. Seat stay and a chain stay on the drive side were both damaged. I had initially wanted to send this over to Raul over at Looser Technic. You may have seen his videos on YouTube. However, I'm in the United States, and when I contacted him, he's in Australia, and I looked at the shipping for this particular frame was something like $200 at the time. Now, I only paid $470 for the frame, so I was like, why spend any money? So I decided against that, and I tossed this in the garage for, a couple of months. Then I saw a Francis Cade video where he had his carbon fiber bike repaired for like €200, or something along the lines of that. So I reached out to a couple of companies, and all of them quoted me for just this crack and this crack, 400 plus. So again, the bike frame was only $470, not including shipping. So why not just buy another one at that rate, right? Why repair this cheap carbon fiber bike? After my plan was foiled on that, I just decided to not repair it. And then someone on Facebook asked if anyone had a damaged carbon fiber bike to give away, and I mentioned that. The person didn't even want it. So then my buddy suggested that I cut it up myself to investigate. So the goal of this is to cut this open, get the highest quality pictures and video as possible, talk about some of the things that I've seen in Raul's video over at Looser Technic, and then maybe you can be the judge of what you think about this Chinese carbon frame. And if we're so lucky, maybe Raul will come and bless us with what he thinks about it in the comments below, or maybe he'll make a video. That's the goal, and that'll save me from having to ship this to Australia and be out of pocket more money on this frame. Now, the only disclaimer is I do not have any way to NDT or non-destructive test this, which would indicate any voids in the frame itself. I did reach out to a couple of local companies, but they don't really deal with bike frames, and they were telling me they could scan it with the X-ray or whatever machine ultrasonic, and they could give me the results, but they couldn't really indicate whether or not it was of good quality or not. If we cut into a void, we'll be able to see it in the carbon, but unless we cut into it, they're not going to be visible. So that's that. Without being able to see the voids, and I don't think anybody will ever really be able to tell you what quality this is. We can only really investigate the inside and any voids we cut into, and possibly rippling or any kind of delamination. So that being said, I watched another Looser Technic video of how he cuts up his frame, and it looks like he just uses a Dremel. So I had another buddy lend me a Dremel, and here we are today. So without further ado, we're going to mask up because there's going to be carbon dust flying everywhere, and cut this sucker open. All right, here we go. Overkill? You tell me. It's another day, another dollar. I'm gonna keep this rolling, all right? I got a lot of carbon dust going on here, and I blew up a blade. Oh, I'm gonna vacuum. All right, so here we are at the table with the non-drive side half of the bike frame. And I've kind of glanced over this and I haven't seen anything that I would consider a major issue. Again, I am not versed in this stuff. I've only looked at what Raul has done on his channel. We didn't cut through any voids. We'll go over it real good. Now I did do some massive destruction here where the rivets were for the water bottle cage bolts. And this is some kind of rubber plastic material for the brake line cable. But we'll just do a really quick, and I didn't cut through this. And up the seat tube. Let's get a real good look at that. And then there's some type of hard white material here. It's not foam, it's really hard. Not sure what it is. And then back to the steer tube. And it's got a little number there, which I believe is backwards. So SPETH 085580, and there's some kind of A here, and then those numbers there. Let's see if you can see those. Let's turn it around. So I can get that in focus. But overall, I don't see any issues. They did leave the bag material in here. Now I'm not sure if that's standard practice or I guess it's the bag material. It's very thick. It's very thick plastic, and I've only seen it on the down tube. I haven't seen it anywhere else. There is some rippling, minor rippling, and this tube here is metal. So I believe that was a drain hole. I had to cut that out, or a through hole, maybe for structure. And it looks like the bag is in here as well. But got some rippling through here. And it looks like some joins. That area. Now I'm going to take some pictures of this, and this will be all available on my website if you want to get the high quality pictures of this and go look at it yourself. Again, unless Raul comes in and comments, we're likely not going to know. That's some more of that white, hard white substance there in the support there for the, this is where the seat clamp goes in. And we did not cut through any voids, so I don't see any voids. I don't see any delamination. There is a bit of weirdness going on right in here. Almost like gashing or something. It's definitely deeper than the other material. And here's some more of that hard white stuff. Maybe Raul can tell us what that is. And that's about it on that bit. Ah, I take that back. We have a void. We have a void right there. If you can see it. Very tiny. Not to be confused with this bag shit. But there's the line. And then there's the void. And here's the other half. Now I thought that was a void, but it's on the other side. It's identical. A little hole there. I don't know if you can see it. But it's identical on the other side. Now this is the drive side. And there's more of this. The other side of that white. Some rippling here. Some rippling here, but it doesn't look crazy. And on this side here is the connection for that void. It's pretty solid throughout. There, in this area. And you can see some reinforcements here where the cage bolts come in, water cage bolts. And then there's the reinforcements for the front derailleur. It looks like they've reinforced it here, minor rippling here. I mean, that looks pretty good. I mean, it's thick, it's solid. It's more of the white, hard material there. That's my terrible cut job. And the seat stay, there is foam. Soft, but not too soft. Not as hard as definitely softer than the white material on here. Yeah, this is like rock hard. I don't know what that is. And then here's the broken bit. Again with the softer foam. And then it's pretty sturdy. They're out there. Anyway, this is where it snapped. That one's still going pretty strong. I mean, from a random person who's just watched a bunch of YouTube videos, I mean, it seems pretty good to me. I didn't cut through any voids. Again, we didn't have this NDT tested. So there's no real way to say, you know, this thing isn't littered with a bunch of voids. It looks pretty solid from the inside to me. Maybe we'll get Raul here and he'll tell me otherwise. But, look at this. That right there. That's a pretty large void. Right there. Right in the lower headset where the bearing would go. The bearing would ride here, and I don't know if that would cause any issues, but maybe. The lower on this side is good. There's no issue. So that's that. We went over the whole thing, chopped it up, looked at it. I'm gonna take some really high quality, high resolution photos of these each, and I'll post them on my website with a link to the pictures, and you can go have a look yourself. If you're curious or you want to see something that's a little higher quality than the video. But other than that, I think that's gonna wrap this up. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.